Hi, Achim here from InnerSpace Explorers. As you can see, a little bit dirty, so I'm in my workshop, just took a break from dry ice blasting. That's why I look like, yeah, like a pig. And so this video is also one of the frequently asked questions one, and as I announced in the last one, it's why I dive alone or why I prefer to dive alone. And yeah, I just wanted to answer that. So, if you like my content and these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you do so, please hit that little notification bell so you get some information when I upload new content, which is normally once a week. So, diving alone. I made a couple of videos about diving alone. And yeah, people frequently ask me, why do you never dive with a partner? Well, first of all, it's not that I never dive with a partner, but a lot of the dives that I do, especially the deeper, more challenging ones, I indeed do alone. So yeah, I mean, the question started after the channel dive, obviously, and then the last couple of projects, the wreck that I discovered was this SS officer, if you remember, and the Cestus project, that's all stuff that I did alone. And there's two more that I did not publish, also deeper stuff that I also did alone. So there's two things. So first of all, I generally sometimes like to be alone, and that includes the diving. But for example, I normally take a week during winter and go to Elba all on my own. So I drive there alone, I stay there alone. If I go out with the boat, I go diving, that's all alone. And the reason I like it is because it helps you to fine-tune, to sharpen your senses, so to speak. I don't know if it makes too much sense in English, but if you're alone, so you slip the boat, you go to the other beach, you load your gear, you go out there, you leave the boat, you go for the dive. So it requires a bit more thinking, it requires a bit more planning, and you need to be more aware of your surroundings. You need to be a bit more precise in your planning, because there's simply no backup. There's not the other guy on the boat that's like, oh, the boat's coming loose, I just fix the rope, or I bring it back, or oh, you forgot to put the ladder down, so I'll put it down for you, stuff like that. So it sounds super simple, but you have to be more aware of the fact that you're completely alone. So if I would be younger, I would also love to do other stuff like taking a kayak tour down the Amazonas or crazy shit like that. So because I like that feeling, and I like the fact that I have to be able to rely on myself, if that makes sense to you. For me, it's something I really enjoy, which doesn't mean that I do not enjoy to do this with a partner. But sometimes it's just the challenge. Also, I don't really think it's a challenge. It's more this, I mean, our modern world doesn't give you too many opportunities to live this feeling. And so stuff like I just described, this for me is a great opportunity to go out and experience that, and I really enjoy that. The other thing why I do a lot of these dives alone is simply because I don't have a dive partner. So over the decades, I had 3, maybe 4 people that became real partners, real dive partners, and that I dove a lot with, and all of them somehow dropped out. So the other guy actually drank himself to death, so that was the most unfortunate one. The other one got married, got a kid, and decided this is too dangerous and he can't do it anymore. Never understood that one. And the other one told me that he's too old. He's 10 years younger than me, so whatever that means. And so in the end, I was alone again. And at some point, I was not really keen on finding somebody else and bringing that person up to that level. So there is people around there. Jochen, for example, who sits in Nuremberg. Most of you know him, Tauchausflug EU, who is a close friend, and I love to dive with him. It's just he's not around the corner. He's running his business, I'm running mine. So the chances of meeting and going for stuff like that together is really slim. Then Juan, whom you know from some of these videos, the last ones we did in Egypt, lives on the Philippines. So yeah, doesn't really help me. So I would love to dive with Juan. But yeah, we get this occasion maybe once a year, every second year, something like that. So that's also not really helpful when I decide I go to Elba for a rec project. And there's a couple of people more like this. And yeah, as much as I enjoy to meet them and then go for a dive, it's not the dive buddy that you call and say, hey, next weekend, let's do it. And so now there is somebody new, which you will see in the next project. I'm going to look for this aircraft wreck in Italy, and I'll do this with Marcus, who's an ISA instructor as well, who's a super close friend. And so yeah, not alone anymore. And this is something that I'm really happy about. So we'll see how that works. And that on the same hand, that doesn't mean that I'll never do dives alone. So as I explained before, I really like that from time to time. But yeah, it's these two things together. Not being able to find somebody for a long time, and on the other hand, yeah, to a certain extent, I enjoy that. There's also my sons who are 11 now, who are diving fantastically. Really, really happy with that. And probably in 10 years, they are perfect dive partners. But and then I obviously will enjoy to dive with my sons. But right now, it's me guiding them and diving with them. But then you cannot take them as dive partners. So I'm supervising them diving. So which is a lot of fun, and I really love that. But yeah, so maybe there is something in the future that brings me more back into body diving, so to speak. All right, let me know in the comments how you handle that, or if you have similar experiences, or if you also like this what I described in the first place, being out on your own at some point. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hear your opinions. Other than that, take care, dive safe, and I'll see you next week. And if you have ideas, questions, plans for these videos, put them in the comment section. I'm looking forward to it. Bye-bye.